Welcome back to Will It Right.
I'm Elle.
And I'm Fab.
And here at Relate Right, we are all about relationships and helping you connect better with each other. Like, I don't think that being in a situationship is always like on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think most people will be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to trap this girl into a situationship. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it works like that. I think it's like, for example, like you have like an avoidant attachment style, right?
Yeah.
And then you're just scared of commitment.
Yeah.
And you might be seeing this girl and you start to fall, you start to like her. Mm-hmm. But because of that, because of your attachment style, because of your childhood trauma or whatnot, you start to create barriers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that you don't get close, so that she doesn't get too close to you because you're obviously afraid of people getting too close to you.
Yeah, and you avoid telling her.
Yeah, because you don't want them to leave. So it's better to like hold them at arm's length.
Yeah.
Because you're like protecting yourself from being hurt. So I feel like some people don't necessarily have the intention to trap somebody, but it's just the way they're wired from their unhealed traumas.
And then it can affect even your mental health.
Exactly.
That's the thing as well, because you are fighting against your instinct.
Yes. But it also affects the mental health of the person
who
is in the situationship.
Of course.
Because let's say like a lot of, for example, anxious attachment style women will end up in a situationship, right?
Yeah.
Because if they've been through a divorce, if they've been through some sort of abuse or past relationship manipulation, what happens is they're also subconsciously threatened to be in a fully committed relationship.
Yeah.
And so they're seeking these men who they know, again, subconsciously are not going to give them that.
And that's why we said that it can affect your mental health, but in both sides as well.
Because she doesn't realize that she's seeking that out and she's attracting that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't necessarily realize why he's being so manipulative. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, I feel like for a woman, because they don't realize that that's what they're doing. Like when you're traumatized by a previous relationship, you pay attention to everything about what that other person's doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're also so desperate for that person to like you, so you're just people pleasing again. And you're hurting yourself in the process. Or
you are so defensive that you cannot even receive.
True.
And then you use the relationship, the situationship.
Yeah. And that's fair. I mean, there's plenty of times when women have, for example, had a rebound.
Yeah. And that's what I think. Compared to the men, when we said, just to come back, compared to the men, I think, what do you think about that? That women use as well situationship. But more like, how to say that?
It's like a healing.
Yeah, it's a healing process. Like, they don't want to tell you because they are not sure yet, but at the same time, they're going to still do the same process of the men who just want to have sex with you.
I don't completely agree.
Okay.
I don't think it's the sex. I think it's so they are using you.
Yeah.
To feel something.
Yeah.
To feel some sort of companionship, to feel like someone wants them. It's like, like when you have like a teddy bear that you can't sleep if they're not there. It's like that, right? So like they're using that rebound person, that situationship, as like a rock to hold on to while they're searching for themselves and healing or looking for their next man, because they don't know how to do it alone.
Okay, that's
and maybe they're not like ready to be in a full-on relationship, but they're also not ready to have their phone not have any notifications. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. True. Another beautiful green flag: independence. Very important. Unhealthy people are gonna try to put you in jail. You know what I mean?
Right.
In their jail.
Right.
For you to stay there like a bird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
healthy people gonna understand that you have your life,
Yeah.
but also they have their life, so they
Yes.
understand it. To understand something, you need to live it. You need to live it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's the same for a lot of behavior as well.
Fact.
You know, if if you're independent, it's important for you, for your mental health, because you have also beautiful friends, beautiful family.
Yeah.
You know, that you like to see them.
Yeah.
That you like to, you have also a hobby that you do with certain person.
Right.
You know, you understand that the people that you're dating as well have the same thing.
I completely agree. I think when you meet somebody, when you're excited by that person, which I hope you would be when you're dating them,
Yeah.
you want to spend every minute with them. You want to spend every moment with them, right?
Yeah.
And that's great. And that's a beautiful feeling to have. But you do need to set that boundary, because in a way, that independence piece is a boundary, right? Because you're like, hey, listen, I have to prioritize myself and the relationships that were there before you as well. Like, yes, I'm getting to know you. Yes, I enjoy spending time with you, but hey,
Yeah.
I also enjoy spending time with myself.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing the things that I do with my friends. That doesn't mean I don't like you.
Yeah.
Just because my friends and my family are important doesn't make you less important.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
I think it's a real green flag when somebody shows you how loving and loyal and respectful they are to the people in their lives as well.
Yes.
And how they appreciate them and how they want to spend time with them. Because that's just gonna be the way they treat you as well.
Yeah, how they talk about them.
Facts.
If you tell me that it's your best friend, if you tell me that you take a lot of time with this person, and at the same time you talk very bad about this person, that as well show me who you are.
Exactly.
Also.
Exactly. And I'm thinking, let's say a man is rebounding, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the time, narcissistic people don't break up with their partner.
Yeah.
The partner breaks up with them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so they have two reactions. They either love bomb them to get them back.
Yes.
Or if that doesn't work, they try to call their bluff, or they seek vengeance.
Yeah.
And like the best vengeance in their mind is showing them, oh, look, I have someone else and I'm going to give that person all the stuff that you wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
To trigger them, to make them feel the pain that they're feeling inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so like, I'm not saying everybody who jumps into a rebound relationship is a narcissist and self-centered. Like sometimes you really do meet, you know, someone fast and feel lots of emotions, and that happens.
That happens, yeah.
But like this type of behavior is a red flag. Like when a man is so keen to be with you after date 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're a little bit older, because I feel like when you're older, people just know, you know, they kind of know more who their person would be, like what characteristics they look for. But like if you're a young person, you know, getting out of a relationship, if a man is like, oh, I just broke up with my girlfriend 2 months ago, you know what I mean? Well, we were together for, you know, 5 years or 4 years or whatever, like 6 months even, you know. And he's love bombing the crap out of this girl. You're no one like I ever met before, blah, blah, blah. Let's be together. Like, you gotta walk cautiously.
Yeah. I mean, there is also the people who have the fear of staying alone.
Yeah.
Also, it's when you start to rebound relationship, is also because you have a lack of emotional intelligence.
That's true.
As well.
Right.
You know, but even when you say that you can find, maybe it work as well for some people that directly they find someone. Even that, I believe that it will be unhealthy in the future.
Well, every relationship is going to be tested at one point or another. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
if you don't take the time to heal, it's going to be hard for you to even.
That's right.
start out to even, I don't know, recognize other problem in another relationship with another human, while you already have yours from the past. It's, you know what I mean? So
Well, your selection
yeah,
is going to be flawed,
yeah,
right? Because if you're in so much pain,
yeah,
you're not going to be able to select the right person.
yeah,
You're not going to be looking for the right things. You're going to be blinded by other, by certain things.
yeah,
And so your selection criteria is just going to be flawed.
yeah. And another thing as well, it's like you said, is the ego.
Yes, yes,
It's the ego, and that's why men are more subject to a rebound relationship,
yes.
because of their big egos and our big egos. You know what I mean?
It's true.
If it's the woman who breaks up with us and we weren't ready for that,
Right.
then there is the egos, then there is the vengeance. And I think it's happened a lot.
Right.
I think it's happened a lot.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, people do care who breaks up with who.
Yeah.
And the thing is as well, like a lot of the times you notice men will complain about their girl, and they will, say things like, oh, I got 95% in their mind, obviously, of everything I want, but it's that 5% that she doesn't do, and that's a strong 5%, And then they go ahead, the girl's tired of them, she breaks up with them, they meet another girl who has that 5%.
Yeah.
And now they're in a relationship with her because they're so excited by it. And then so soon after, they realize that 5% is all she got to offer.
Yeah.
The grass is not greener on the other side.
And it's too late already.
That's exactly right. So yeah, so if we talk about that, like that first stage of a rebound relationship is going to be relief and happiness.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, oh, wow. Whew, I found somebody else.
Yeah.
I found somebody else to heal me, to cuddle me, to help
To
me.
distract me.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
To give me all the things that the other person was giving me.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to be alone.
We're still on the self-centered
Right.
mindset.
Right.
Yeah.
No, not taking accountability. You're just like,
Yeah.
whew, I don't have to deal with this alone. Because I think this person is not looking for love. They're looking for companionship. They're looking
yeah.
for like somebody to, just help them.
Yeah. Because in generally, they still love their ex.
Right. And that's right. Because a lot of people, a lot of the time, they don't choose one, how the person will leave them. That's the person's choice.
Yeah.
And that can be very painful, right? Because sometimes people leave in very harsh ways, we think. We think we're owed more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes, if someone has to leave, they got to leave. They got to do it their own way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A way that works for them also. Because leaving someone is not easy either.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
It's a very considered decision. It takes a lot of time.
I mean, when you decide to do it, when you decide to be the one who's gonna leave, you always look like the betrayer.
Exactly.
The one who betrayer.
Right.
While maybe you were giving a lot of signals since a while.
Well, you were given lots of
unhealed.
chances. Exactly. And that's the thing, like you said, it's like hurting people is not easy. Most normal people don't want to hurt a person they're with,
Yeah.
or that they were in a relationship with.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to. But anyway, that was my point. My whole point was the rebound person has now found a calm in the storm. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're the calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's also the fact that it's also very hard to find a partner to have a child with.
That's another problem as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
another
a
problem
lot
as
of
well.
women, maybe they would make that decision
Yeah.
if they were with the right person. There's even a lot of women who already have a child who don't want to have a second child because the person that they're with hasn't given them the support required. Or they're now single and, are afraid to have a child with somebody else and have another failed relationship. And even with like Tinder and all these dating apps and all this extra access to humans and like people around you,
Yeah.
people are struggling to find the right person to procreate with.
As we are disconnected from each other more and more and more and more, it's even harder on top of your financial aspect problem that you have. You have the fact that sometimes you are in a relationship with someone that you don't see who can be the mother of your child or the dad of your child. You know what I mean? On top of the fact that financially things are not really well. And so it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard.
And people don't want to put their finances together because it's very difficult for people to trust each other.
Yeah.
And because again, there's a lot of options, there's a lot of conditioning going on in society to kind of, I think, paint the family dynamic as something that's boring, something that means your life is over, something that means that it's like a succubus sucking the energy out of you and you're not going to have a good life, and sacrificing your happiness for the children is like, signing a death sentence. Like,
yes.
When that's crazy to me, because having a family, is part of being human.
When you forget what is the real purpose of life, your real goals, not the one that you have in your mind because you are living in this system who tell you that to be a high value man or a high value woman, you need to have this. If you believe in that, of course, you will forget your real instinct. Or you will forget them, or you will dismiss them, or unconsciously, you're going to put them on the side.
Yeah.
It's depend on at which level you are into this, the system that we are living now. And when you forget your real goal, and your real goal is, they can tell me what they want. But procreation, it's what we are here for as well. Because when you make your child, you continue the cycle of life.
Yeah.
And life it's divine. So when you forget all this, or you don't, there is some who forget that we don't never know, because they are child and their parents never teach them that, so they don't even know about what I'm talking about.
As you're talking and I'm listening to you, and I completely agree, but I also am thinking, like, do you think we have an obligation not to procreate if the circumstances are wrong? Like, because there, I've read a lot about this, and a lot of research is saying how some people who have been in, abusive households don't want to continue the cycle, for example.
That's trauma, of course.
And they don't know if they can trust themselves to be good parents.
Yeah.
And they don't want to, or they're afraid of, disability or sickness or things that have gone on in their family that, maybe there's some high potential of a certain disease that they don't want to pass on to the next generation. Like, do you think that when we know something, do you think we have an obligation not to procreate?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think we have an obligation to not create, because the child that you're going to make can change.
I don't agree.
Can change the world that you are living in.
They can, sure. But it also can repeat the cycle and make it worse.
It depends what you're doing as well. That's what I mean. It depends of you. You are the one who's gonna give him the first initiation, I would say, of life. You are the one at first.
But how can you guarantee that sickness is not gonna be present if that's one of the issues that you're concerned about?
But listen. That's what as well. People need to stop watching movie. Life is not a fairy tale. Life comes with hard work, problem, joy, happiness, sadness. This is life. This is a part of life. Of course, there is sickness. Of course, there is a war because some people are blind with resources and all these things. Of course, there is this. But you know who you are. You know which human you want to create. You know that you can build inside your child the goals of warriors of happiness. You know what I mean? I don't know how you call it, but some people who's gonna do the contrary of what the one is doing. You don't need 2 billion of people to change.
I agree. The only one person changes the world. Sure, it starts with one person. I get that.
I'm not. That's what I mean. It's hard to think about it sometimes
because it sounds utopian.
Exactly, but it's when you make a child, you have the responsibility to give your child all the necessary initiation for them.
Okay, but if you know 100% with medical, backing, if you know that child is going to be handicapped for the rest of their life.
Okay.
That's my point. Like,
okay, you talk about this.
For example, it's an example.
Okay, that's different then.
Yeah, so in that sense, do you have an obligation to protect this child that's not born? That's my point. Like, because I feel like you do.
It's difficult.
I feel like you do, because it doesn't just impact them. It impacts you. It impacts everybody around you. It impacts the even the system. It impacts everything.
It's difficult. I would say this choice, it's individual.
Yeah, that's true.
This choice, it's individual. No one can say to someone.
No, I don't think so. You have to do that.
You have to do that. So that's why this question for me don't have answer. There is some questions who don't have answer. It's depend of your situation. For this particular question.
Oh, what made you guys want to start this channel?
What? Just what we talk. I think, now that we talk about that?
Yeah.
I think it's what we just talked just before.
Right.
As we had all those discussions in our couch.
All the time. Every night for hours.
Yes. And try to figure it out, those energy, try to understand. Sometimes I've argued, sometimes we are not agree on certain things. And as we were trying to understand, but we've seen at the end of all those discussions that we're still going on the same way.
We're aligned, yeah.
We are aligned. We are like, maybe we could help people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we could just talk about it and help people.
Absolutely.
Maybe some people will watch our video and say, oh, I didn't think about that like that. Yeah. Not for fame or something like that. I don't care about fame. I don't care about this. But to really have a community of people who try to reach their higher self in the relationship, but as a human as well.
Yeah, and you can't have one without the other, hey?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's... We feel like we understand some things in a way. Mm-hmm. So we were like, let's share it.
Yes.
With others. That's what comes from.
We're just passionate about each other and our love, and honestly, one of the reasons I just want other people to feel that too.
Exactly. Yeah. That's that as well.
You know what I mean?
You share this feeling.
Yeah.
Share this feeling, and also no, you say everything. You say everything. That's exactly that. Like always.
You see how our masculine and feminine complement each other?
Always.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share with someone who could benefit.
And until next time, fam, take care and nurture your relationship.
Relate right.